Hi, welcome to An Academy. Let us begin next lecture in the series regarding preparation of history for civil service examination. On the course of the preparation, you can always click on the An Academy logo at the top left corner to subscribe to YouTube channel. This lecture is about how to prepare ancient Indian history for civil service examination, for especially for those who have not taken history as an optional. For those who have not seen my previous videos, let me introduce myself briefly. Myself Gaurav Gupta. I got AIR 117 in Civil Services Examination 2013. I did engineering from IIT Kanpur. After that, I started a company and contributed 5.5 years. And then I decided to take up next challenge of my life and decided to appear for civil services and took history as an optional. Let us make our this video lecture more interactive and interesting. So I will ask this question to you guys. Like, we all know that Gupta period is often known as golden period, but let me ask you a flip question. Gupta period was not a golden period, and then you have to give reasons for the thing. Your answer should be in point format in the comments below. Let us see how much you can get right. Of course, there is no single answer. There are multiple reasons for this particular question. Coming back to the presentation, we have seen that by studying the official syllabus, we can see that in prelims history of India is mentioned, and then in mains syllabus and general studies 1, that is paper 2, Indian culture is mentioned, which covers all salient aspects of art forms, literature, and architecture from ancient to modern times. So that is why ancient Indian history is a very important part uh, of syllabus. So we can divide the syllabus into four parts as we have already seen. And coming to the ancient Indian history part, things to read are common for prelims and mains, and they are mainly related to culture topics like art, architecture, society, and literature. And questions have been asked regarding those only. So we shall deal with ancient Indian history in this video. First of all, we should very carefully analyze that what kind of questions are asked in prelims and mains, and then we can easily find out while reading books and other material that what we have to read and what we have to not read to optimize our time and efforts. So in prelims and mains, the kind of questions I have seen are related to literature and philosophical developments like religion, philosophy, society, like Jainism, Buddhism, various kind of philosophical schools of Hinduism. There are six schools of philosophy in Hinduism. Then art, music, dance, early art forms, architecture, key architecture styles, their evolution in north and south, how there are certain regional variations, how were they and how they developed. To decode this, you have to see last 3 year prelims paper and 5 year GS papers, even if the pattern was old, related to history and ancient history, to see the pattern of the questions, what topics from which UPSC asking questions, then you will be able to predict or uh, expect that the question may come from this particular topic. So, what sources you should refer to study for general study point of view? I think Tamil Nadu book is very good for ancient India, as you can read relevant chapters from Spectrum and AL Bhashyam book, supplementing with internet. It gives, and Tamil Nadu board book gives suitable weightage of South India history, and I have seen in recent times the type many questions are coming from South Indian history. Uh, In the Spectrum book, Facets of Indian Culture, you should read these two chapters, especially for mains purpose and prelims purpose. Then selective essays from Cultural History of India by A.L. Bhashyam. And I would recommend these essays to read from this book, especially for mains. Indus Civilization, Ashokan India and the Gupta Age, Buddhism, Jainism, Philosophy, Science in Ancient India, Ancient and Modern Languages, Early Art and Architecture. Uh, I will try to give a basic checklist based on the different phases of the ancient Indian history to give you idea like what to read and what aspects to read. It is not a comprehensive list, but a simple checklist, and at least these topics should be covered. Like India's valley civilization, its characteristic features, unique aspects of important sites like Dholavira, Kalimangan, etc., location of Mahajanpadas, and contemporary society and culture, Aryan civilizations, how they were, what are the differences between pre-Vedic ages, Puranic ages, and all. Then position of women, how it changed over time, the Varna organization, Varna system and its evolution, religious and philosophical developments, key features of Mauryan Empire, especially Ashoka, his Dhamma and his policies, and fall of Mauryan Empire, the early developments in art, literature, and architecture, uh, rock cut architecture, sculpture, influence of foreign invasions, like there are certain influences of Greeks and other Central Asian and Chinese sculpture on our culture, and there was the vice versa. Then Gupta age, development of classical language, literature, science, and developments in society. Then how architecture matured, three distinct forms of architecture developed, new developments in religion like Mahayana Buddhism, two schools of Jainism, Tantric cults developed. Then South Indian ancient history is also very important. In that covered the Sangam literature, early Chola and Pandyas, their contact with the Roman Empire, Southeast Asia and trade and other contacts, and differences in South Indian culture and North Indian culture and society. At the same time, it is also very important to know that what not to read, like petty wars, exact years of ruling and dynasty, which are not important. Even many historians do not know that what were the exact years of particular dynasty or something. Then political wars and conspiracies, succession wars, a small regional empire, their details, the facts such as small kings, small wars. There are many, while reading various philosophies and religion, there will be many philosophers, saints, and Puranas. It is a, don't need to remember all those things. Just remember the key ones and the key teachings of them. Because the questions are asked from that. So let us wind up here, and don't forget to answer the question in comments, which we asked you in the beginning of the video, and click on the logo of Academy to subscribe this wonderful YouTube channel. You can tweet me to contact me through my WordPress also.